Hi everyone, I hope you're all keeping safe and well. Such a shame we couldn't do our firework night a few weeks back, but I'm sure once we are all gathered again in a social distance way, it's going to be so much fun. Today I'm carrying on this series of Matthew, and today I have been given a talk about treasures in heaven. So I'm going to be reading from Matthew 6 verse 19 to 24, which some of you may have read before. There's the... oh no, that's my notes. Oh, I'm such a mess. Nice to know I had change, isn't it? Do not lay up for yourselves treasures on earth, where moth and rust destroy, and where thieves break in and steal, but lay up for yourselves treasures in heaven, where neither moth nor rust destroys, and where thieves do not break in and steal. For where your treasure is, there your heart will be also. The eye is the lamp of the body, so if your eye is healthy, your whole body will be full of light. But if your eye is bad, your whole body will be full of darkness. If then the light in you is darkness, how great is the darkness? No one could serve two masters, for either he will hate the one and love the other, or he will be devoted to the one and despise the other. You cannot serve God and money. There's the famous book/movie series, which I'm sure a lot of you are actually fans of, called The Lord of the Rings, which, funny enough, I'm actually somewhat related to the author through my granddad. So, fun fact. So part of this story, in fact, there's the character Gollum. Even if you've never seen it or read the book, I'm sure you've heard of Gollum, and he's the one that goes, "My precious." And his delight is over the ring, and he treasured it, he worshipped it, he put all his time into it. And that's sort of what I'm going to be talking about where our treasure lies, where our glory lies, what we actually put our time and effort and everything into. So, if you could just think about it now, what is your desire and what do you give your glory to? I've got some fantastic notes from Dan, and I'm going to read the 5 T's, which is pretty simple yet challenging, and it will actually help you think quite a lot about what your treasure is. So the first T, I'm going to move this so you can pop up here. Time. What areas do you give your time to? Talk. What do you talk about? What is the impact of your words? Thoughts. What do you think about most? Treasure. Where is your money going? This relates to verse 21. And finally, talent. How do we use our gifts and skills that God has given us? So I've actually put it here for you, and I actually recommend you screenshot this right now and think about it, take it in, maybe pause the video and then come back later. So here you go, have a little screenshot. Brilliant. So, we are temporarily here on earth, and God has given us so much. There's so much to do, so much to think about, so much in front of us, so many things we can desire, so much we can do. It's just a lot. But we also need to remember that because we are temporarily here on earth, our real treasure lies with God up with him, and when we die and we're on the new earth, we will reap that reward. So many of you will have different answers to do with all the questions I've just asked you about the 5 T's, but we just have to remember that our number one treasure and where it should be in our heart, that should be Jesus and pursuing him. And I know it's hard sometimes. There's so many things around us that take up all our time, and sometimes it's like, whew, where's my heart? What am I thinking about right now? But Jesus is always present. He is always there. You're not always going to have all these things in front of you. So another way of looking at where your treasure is, what you are thinking about, all the stuff I've just talked about, is if you gave me your phone just for 5 minutes, it would be quite simple to go through your whole phone and get a rough idea of all those things, what you think about, who you are, where your passions lie, what you're talking about. And just by looking in your camera roll, your social media posts, everything like that, where your money is going, what you're spending on, whether that's clothes, the new games, the new music, anything, it will show me exactly who you are and where your treasures lie. Social media and all the other things aren't a bad thing, but it's just remembering to pursue God above everything else. Your earthly things are here, but God is up here, way out of shot. When we live sacrificially for God, for Jesus, we store up treasures in heaven, just doing small acts of kindness. God knows it all. Like just maybe even giving a beverage or money or food to someone in need. God sees it all. And it says in the Bible, if anyone gives even a cup of cold water to one of these little ones who is my disciple, truly I tell you, that person will certainly not lose their reward. And that's just amazing to think those small acts of kindness and those small things we do have such an impact, and the treasure will be so great. God does reward the public things we do. This can be through worship, we can be publicly praying, anything like that. Although we need to be careful of why we're doing this, we have to think, are we doing this so we look good in front of others? Or is it so that we can have the glory of God because we're loving him and pursuing him throughout everything? So I've given you quite a lot to think about, hopefully. Even if it's just the 5 T's of that screenshot, maybe spend some time writing down all those things and just thinking deeply about it. And one last thing is, God is faithful to the public and private. It's so good to daily renew our minds and self-check. Why are we doing the things we are doing? Is it for God or is it for ourselves? So I'm just going to quickly pray. Lord, I pray over all the youth today. I ask you, Lord, that you help them just understand where their heart lies, where their desires are, what their treasures really are. I ask you, Lord, that you help remind them that, Jesus, you are the true treasure, Lord. And we are here on this earth temporarily, but we will be with you forever once we come away from this earth. I pray, Lord, that you just bless each and every youth and help remind them of your glory. Amen. Have a great week. God bless and see you soon. Bye.